Good morning. Good morning. Let's just wait for a second, I guess, for some folks to come on. Got some apples, so I'm going to eat these while I'm running my mouth. So I'm waiting a little bit. I hope you guys are having a good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you are watching this on replay, please type replay in the comments. If you have anything to add to the discussion or questions, put them in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. I'm Biba. I know I haven't been on here for a second, but here I am today. And my question to you is it just me or was yesterday a little intense? Is it just me or was yesterday a smidge intense? It was intense yesterday, y'all. It was intense. Not intense bad. Not like shit went off the rails. Or maybe for some of you it felt like intense bad. But for me, it was just intense. I was having certain conversations that ran the gamut of, lots of emotions yesterday. From like elation and joy to concern and like, oh man, a lot of discomfort, but in a good way because it's moving me to another place outside of my comfort zone. I'm feeling, in between, like getting to the next spot, I was feeling, a little resistant, all of that stuff. But there's been clarity that's been coming from the actions that I'm taking, even though it doesn't feel good. But yeah, it was a little intense yesterday. How are y'all feeling? I see there are a couple people. Say hi in the comments. What it do? Was it intense for you yesterday? How was it for you? I'm curious because I've talked to a couple people already that had like one person I know like couldn't go to bed until 2 or something in the morning, and they normally go to sleep like fairly early because they get up. But yeah, it was a bit intense. And the reason why it was intense is because we are in the new moon in Leo. That's where we're at. I like Leo season actually. I like the you're out there kind of situation with it or whatever. But I like Leo season. I like this moon. I was not expecting for the intensity to be what it was with this moon and for the energy to be felt the way that it did. And it feels like it's going to be another intense day. As a matter of fact, it's just going to be intense for I think the next few weeks actually. Next week. I'm going to be intense. This particular new moon is about being in your evaluation. This moon is for you to look at your garden, the garden of your life, and say, do I like where this is going? I planted some seeds. I've set intentions. I've done vision boards. I've done all this activity to be, I've journaled. I've spoken it. I've done all these things to bring about whatever the things are in my garden of my life. And now that I'm looking at it, there are some areas where I'm happy with what has come up. I'm happy with the bounty that I can harvest. There are some other areas of my life where I don't even want to touch it because it looks disgusting. And it doesn't bring me any joy. It looks like it's hard work to tend to it. Looks like it's going to be, a hard effort for me to fix it, and I don't even really want to be bothered with it. And given that is the case, this right now in this evaluation phase is really for you to say, like, I don't want this here anymore. I don't want this. I'm not really liking this. I'm not really feeling the direction of where this is. So I'm going to have to take some sort of action to change it. Because it's on you. It's always on you. It's your life. It's your choice. It's your decision, your responsibility. You are going to have to be the person to make the changes that you want to see happen in this garden of your life. Not even just externally, but internally, because internally it fosters what is needed to see change on the outside of your world. So if you're seeing that your garden just isn't doing what you want it to do, then you got to start getting in there. You're going to have to take action. You're going to have to pull up the weeds. You're going to have to turn over the soil. You may decide that based upon the things that you were wanting instead in this place may require different fertilizer, may require you to put it in a different position. Maybe you got it out in the direct sunlight, and this particular thing that you want to plant doesn't grow in direct sunlight. Maybe you don't have to water it as much as you were watering it before, or you weren't watering it enough, right? So this time really is about you evaluating where you are and seeing what needs to be done to turn things around. You know, I was thinking this morning, I was in the shower, because, you know, the best things happen in the shower. Like the best things come to you in the shower. So I was thinking about like how it related to the full moon in Capricorn, because that was a big deal. You know, a lot of people were having some dark nights of the soul, not because it was like really just dragging you through the mud, but there were some things that came to you that you became aware of that is keeping you from your highest, you know, your greatest potential, and so on and so forth. And it was a hard thing for a lot of us to hear. And I say us because that includes me. Especially if it's something that is very old, something that is long-standing, something that you've had a connection with, a relationship for a really, really long time. And that is a big part of like who you are and how you are, right? So, you know, some of us we got the memo and we were like, what does this now mean for my life? And how this ties is like the universe was basically saying to us, like, this is the thing. I am letting you know that this is the thing that is holding you back. It may be that you're going to have to let it go entirely, or it may be that you're going to have to let it go in the way that you know it. So, for example, if what you heard was your relationship to Jimmy, your marriage to Jimmy, is the thing that is holding you back. It may not be that you and Jimmy need to end. Maybe that the relationship that you have with Jimmy in its current form has to die, and a new relationship with Jimmy has to be born in its place so that you can reach your highest potential, right? So instead, what you guys saw was, oh my God, you know, I'm starting to realize, or I got the memo that Jimmy is the reason why life is hard or why shit is wrecked. I can't get rid of Jimmy. He started making a case to keep Jimmy. Like, we've been together for so long. We've been married for 39 million years, and we were together for another 72 million. Like, this is my soulmate. This is my twin flame. Like, I can't let it go. Like, I put too much work into me and Jimmy working. But, you know, when you look out at your garden and your life and you see Jimmy's been strangling your rose bushes. Jimmy been eating them up. You've been planting all these seeds, doing some work on yourself, you know, therapist, working out, you're drinking your water, you know, you got boundaries now, you take time for yourself, you care for you, and you got your vision board, you're putting these things out there, you're following the cycle of the moon, and you're like, you know, this is what I want to manifest. And you're planting these seeds, and they're forming, the roots are forming. And you're like, oh, I'm seeing a little bit of growth. But they never get to the fullness of what they could be because Jimmy is out there strangling the shit out of the roots of the rose bush. Like, they just don't last. Not only is Jimmy strangling up the rose bush, but because of Jimmy's presence, there are other things that are happening or not happening that could be also beneficial to you. You know, I was in the garden the other day, a rose garden like near where I walk, and I saw butterflies out there, and I saw bees out there, and they're pollinators. Like, they need flowers in order to continue their life cycle of their community, of their species at large. Like, I'm not a science person, like, at all, but I know that they're pollinating these roses. They're taking things from them to put into their community. They're taking things from them to give to themselves, to produce honey for, their colony and for us, because we take it and do what we do. But the point is that if growth isn't happening, or if there are some things in your life that are strangling up opportunities and the seeds that you're planting, it's not just affecting you. Other things are being affected. If you are out there and you find out that because you've been feeding squirrels and you're putting food out there, that they're causing problems with your vegetable garden, because now there's a bunch of squirrels. Not just the squirrels, there's a bunch of squirrels, and it's birds that are shitting all over the place, and it is some moles that have now dug up holes in your vegetable garden, and they're eating your vegetables. Oh, and now there's insects, because your vegetables have been eaten from the inside by worms, so they've rotted, and now there are fruit flies and all sorts of flies and other insects that are now around the dead vegetables that you've got going on. And there's some other things. So it's a lot that is at stake when you allow things to stay in your life the way that they are, when you have been recently told that it has to go, or the way that it currently looks has to change. And it ties to this, because now it's like, do you now see? It's the universe is asking you to make a connection. It's one thing for them to tell you, this is what's happening, this is the thing, and you're like, oh my God, how can I live without this? This is me, though. This is my identity. Like, this is all I know, and I don't want to be alone, and all these other things. But now it's like, okay, if you're looking at your life overall, like, how is it looking to you? How do you feel about the way this is going? You want rose bushes. They're getting swallowed up. I mean, you could keep planting them if you want to, but as long as Jimmy is around, as this weed that's under the surface is trying to swallow these joints up, this is what it's going to look like. So what are you ready to do? So for a lot of us, we've had, conversations over the last day or two, and probably will over the next few days, that are revealing to us, like, really letting us see, like, oh, that was really real. Like, this thing or these things are creating havoc in my life that is ultimately not what I want. Or you know what? Maybe I don't want rose bushes at all. They got thorns. They're hard to tend to. Maybe instead I want some vegetables. Maybe instead I want perennials. Maybe instead, because of the climate out here, some succulents would work better. That's what this time is to do. So it's a lot of energy and a lot of things that you're seeing, things that are coming up that's asking you, like, how we feeling about this? I mean, yesterday I was having conversations with some people. Now, I have conversations with people all the time, but it was conversations with different people that I don't normally talk to. So I'm like, how are we feeling about this? And I'm actually liking it because of the people that I'm having conversations with. I'm having conversations with people who are self-starters, having conversations with people who are doing their work. I'm having conversations with people who are like making things happen, taking action, and are self-aware to a certain extent, who are confident, who are willing to do the work. That's who that's who I was talking to. And that's who I want to talk to. I don't want to be talking to people where it's like, we got to drag you over the coals because you just really don't want to let shit go. And you're not trying to make any changes. Like, I don't want to talk to people who aren't willing to grow, who aren't doing the work to grow. And just want to complain about the same thing over and over and over again for year after year after year. Like, I got other things to do. I could have a V8. I know, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I don't know if anybody's here and if you're writing comments and I just can't see them. So if you are, I apologize. I'll see them probably later because, you know, Facebook be doing what it do. But that is what you're experiencing. Oh, hey, Jasmine, I see a heart. So I don't know if you said anything. But yeah, that's what's happening. Like, I'm looking at these conversations and I'm having with people. I'm like, look at all these powerful people that I'm having conversations. Look at how, like, I have a great deal of respect. Like, I'm seeing them move and I'm just like in awe and motivated and inspired. And I'm like, y'all are coming to me? I'm liking this. Keep more, please. More of that, please. But then when I look at, you know, some of the conversations I'm having about certain things, like my romantic life and whatnot, I'm like, you know, I don't really like the energy that not them, but that I'm bringing to the conversation about that. So when I'm ready to call that in, then the energy that I am calling in is going to be, I'm already at a place of, you already done messed the game up. Now I'm just waiting for you to reveal to me how you're going to mess the game up. So that's a straight barrier. That's not a boundary. That is I've already built the castle. I got a moat around. I got alligators coming in next week to put in said moat. So that when I'm like, oh, y'all can come in here and we can see how we vibing and stuff like that. It's like, who is getting across there? The drawbridge ain't working on purpose. Like, I haven't done the work to fix it. So that's what I mean. Like, some of these other areas I'm seeing, like, I'm not liking the vibe of this. I'm not liking the energy that I'm putting towards this or how I'm talking about this. So that means that something has to shift and it has to come from me. So that might mean take a class, might mean read a book, might mean just be more mindful of like the things that I say about relationships in general, or the things that I say about men in general, and the things that I look at when I see men in general. Like, find something else, like positive to say, even if it's hard. Like, you know, ooh, well, you know what the good thing is? He's passionate. Like some of these Kevin Samuel devotees, like, oh, so much to say, so much. But if I'm like, all right, let's look for the positive, they're passionate. Yeah. Because I ain't got much. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I don't. But, you know what I mean. So, just start to look at your life. Because you got to start taking some steps. You got to get out to this garden. You're going to have to weed. You might have to kill Jimmy. Jimmy might have to go. Or, you might have to talk to Jimmy. Like, look, why do you keep eating up these rose bushes? Jimmy's like, I like rose bushes. That's what I eat. So since I'm here, you might have to put something else here that I can get along with if you want to see it flourish. See what I'm saying? Jimmy might not have to die. You might not have to chop his ass up. Right? So what is that for you? You can write it in the comments. You can journal about it. You can go on a walk and think about it. You could sit with that. But what is that for you? What right now in your life, when you look at your life, are you happy with the direction that it's going in? Because I see you guys out here. I may not post a whole lot, but I'm on here. I see what you guys are doing. I see the work you're putting in. And I know that you've been working on these things for a long time because I follow you. I pay attention. So the things that you've been planting, I'm seeing the fruits that you guys are having of success and all those other things. But you got to see that. You know, when you're in the middle of like trying to make it happen, you're just so focused on the task in front of you that you don't look up to see like what you've already done. You haven't celebrated your victories at all. You don't even recognize them. So look up from the work and look at what you've done and see, like, are you happy with the way it turned out? Because if you're not, you got to make some changes. And this is an action time. And action doesn't start with just move your feet. Like, I know people just all the time, like, I'm just got to move. I just put one foot in front of the other and I just take my steps. I like to break it down. You got to break it down. It's not that simple. You have a thought, your brain fires a signal to your legs to get ready to move. You shift your weight to the side, and then you extend your other leg out in front of you. And there's all these other things that are happening as you're extending. Like your knee does this, your ankle does this, your foot does this. You put your weight on that leg, and as you put it on there, you shift. And that's how you move. So when you so if you have a problem in any of those little areas that doesn't allow you to move forward, then you got to go in there and see what that's about. Is it the knee? Cartilage issues, arthritis, you got Achilles tendon, your ankle isn't, you can't, your arches are collapsing, you can't support the weight. What is it? Break it down. Break it down. What specifically are you seeing that you don't really care for? What do you notice is happening? What would you want to see there instead? So when we're talking about manifestation, when we start to head towards Lionsgate Portal, which is, I mean, it's here, like it's opening. We're not at the peak yet. We got some weeks of this. But it's very powerful, intense energy. The last time Lionsgate Portal came around, I had to make a big decision. And I ended up shutting down the most lucrative part of my business. I'm sorry, the only thing that was paying me in my business. I had to stop doing. I had to shut it the fuck down. Just last year, right around this time, were my last readings. Were the last ones. Didn't want to do it. I mean, it was money. I was scared to do it. But I did not. I looked up and I did not like what was sprouting at that time. And so I had to stop. Lionsgate Portal. So as you are turning the soil, as you are determining what I've planted so far, am I happy with the harvest? You are going to have to pull some things out. You might have to weed, might have to get some new fertilizer, move it, do something. But before you plant one seed, you are going to have to figure out what seeds you are going to plant now. And I mean, use the energy of the Leo. Like, be bold about it. Be creative with it. Play around with it. Be childlike with it. That's what Leos do. Make sure it's heartfelt though. Because they're ruled by the heart. Go into your heart and ask your heart the question. Hey Lou! Ask your heart the question. Involve your heart in your new intentions. Don't set one intention about some shit on the outside without consulting your heart first. Because I hear you, yeah, you know what, I'm going to set this intention of get this Range Rover. But is that really what your heart desires, though? Is it really? Because if it is not, that ain't the move. Don't waste this energy. This is powerful energy. So when you consult with your heart and you're like, I really want to serve at the level like Oprah or better. All right. So yeah. What about it? Serve how? Serve who? When you serving them? You want to start the day? You planning? You had the skills to serve like that right now? What do you think you might need? Who might you need to talk to? That's how you set that intention. That's how you use this energy in the right way. Get into it. Exactly. Get into it. Consult your heart. Don't be on some bullshit. Please don't. You know what? I'm trying to manifest $1 million. That's wonderful. What's it supposed to do? Sit around and jazzercise in your living room? $1 million for what, though? To do what? To feel how? Consult your heart. That $1 million really is about me wanting to feel more secure. Now you want to something. Now you want to something. Feel more secure. What's that mean? Secure in what? I want to feel secure in in being protected. I want to feel secure in my choices. I want to feel secure about my body. I want to feel secure in, like, I got a roof over my head and I'm protected. Okay, so maybe not $1 million. What can you do in this moment to feel that, though? How can you invite more of that into your life? If you don't get the $1 million, then what do you need to see in order to start to invite that more to you? Right? Maybe it looks like selling some shit. Because the less you got to be responsible for, the less you need to maintain it. Or it could be massive detox time. Right? Could be, you know what? Let me give it away. Maybe you got to do some inner work. I mean, usually we do. And what else are we here to do? And you got to do some inner work. Let me start journaling about why I don't feel secure. Maybe I need to affirm myself more. What do I need to do to feel that? So, I got another call to get on. I will be on here on 12 all day. You know how I do. So, this is a very, very important time. It really is. So, I hope that you are taking the time to sit with all of what is happening. Like, I hope you watch this whole thing, because, I mean, I took you from full moon in Capricorn, new moon in Leo, Lionsgate portal, so you understand how it all ties together for your highest and best good. You know from this video, I done told you. And so this is not a time for playing around. This is a time to really going in and really being truthful and honest with yourself, because you have to. Because either way, I think I'm just going to make this my tagline. Like, your evolution is not going to, it will not be denied. And if there are things in the way of it that are stopping you from evolving, it is going to go. Period. Whether you like it or not. Period. It's going. So, take advantage. Take advantage of this. It could be that you might need a journal. You might need to sit outside under the moon, charge your crystals, do snow, dirt angels, out there, ground yourself. Could be whatever you need it to be. But think about how you're going to really utilize this energy to assist you, because this is what it's here to do in these next few weeks of making choices and taking action. I'm doing a ceremony. Special ceremony. I don't do them all the time, but I'm doing one now because, like I said, the last time was like, you got to stop doing that thing that you're making money with in your business. I was like, but it's the only thing. And they're like, let it go. So I did. Right around Lionsgate portal. That's what happened. So I'm inviting people, 3 people, to said ceremony. It's going to be very, very powerful. We are really going to get into some deep level inner work. There are still seats available. It is by invitation only. So if you would like to be considered for an invitation, if I haven't invited you, then just slide in my DMs and let me know. And if it feels like this is the event for you, then I'll invite you. If this doesn't feel like intuitively like this is the one, I will absolutely keep you on the list for future ones. Because again, this whole process was intentional. Everybody that's been invited, it was intentional. The way it came about was intentional. The timing, like when I'm doing it, intentional. What's happening within it, the things that you need to go through the ceremony. It's every single element of it is intentional. How long it will end up being, intentional. Not me, channeled. Which is how I know it's powerful. Really, really powerful. It's like, it's only but so much I can do. I mean, I'm the shit. Let's be very clear. But there's only but so much that I can do. So it's gonna be amazing. I already got my outfit, y'all. I gotta get some fresh flowers. I'm trying to think. I know I need to take this nail polish off because it ain't sexy. I don't like looking at it, so it's gotta go. But I may get them done again. Not really sure. I think I might need to give my nails a break. But anyway. Let me get going, you guys. again, if you want to be considered for an invitation, just send me a DM. It is this Saturday. It's going to start at 6, and the event will be between 2 and 3 hours, again, depending on like where I'm guided to go and how it ends up. So I'm so super excited for it. Like every day that I get closer, I'm like, is it Saturday yet? Oh my God, I'm ready. I got to clean my room. I got to put the salt down. I got to get the smell goods popping. I already know what kind of music I'm playing or the sounds. I'm already like, it's an event. It's an occasion. And I am somebody who really is into an experience. I'm into an experience. So every detail of an experience that I create is well intended and thought out. Hey Marisa, Biba has been helping me with my personal evolution. Yes, the taste is life changing. Don't hesitate on this. Please don't, because I may not bring this back around. I feel like it will be, this one in particular will be back around, but the theme changes. So every time I do them, they will be different. So just saying. So I hope to hear from you guys. Let me know again in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know how you're feeling right now. Share your level of intensity, because sometimes just putting it out there and knowing that you're not alone can like, oh, okay, this isn't crazy. This is not crazy, but I love all you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I will be talking to you again soon. Have a great rest of your day. Drink water, as homie says all the time. Valerie Brown, like, stay hydrated. Yield to the shift. That's what she says. And she is absolutely right. So be easy, people. Like, be easy. It's gonna be fine. It's for you. But it's a lot to get through, but we'll be okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.